Xin chào các bạn đã đến với buổi trò chuyện về du học với IDP Việt Nam. IDP là đơn vị tư vấn du học hàng đầu thế giới với trên 50 năm kinh nghiệm toàn cầu và gần 25 năm có mặt ở Việt Nam. IDP ngoài ra còn là thành viên của Hội đồng tuyển sinh Hoa Kỳ AIRC. Các bạn du học sinh đến với IDP có tỷ lệ visa thành công trên 95%. Tôi tên là Lộc, là quản lý của chương trình du học Mỹ ở IDP. Và hôm nay cái buổi nói chuyện này sẽ xoay quanh cái chủ đề về cái việc làm sao để trở thành một dược sĩ ở Hoa Kỳ. Thì mời đến buổi nói chuyện ngày hôm nay có cô Kaylin, là đại diện tuyển sinh của trường đại học Kansas, the University of Kansas. Và chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu cái buổi chia sẻ về cái chương trình làm sao để trở thành dược sĩ. Thì mình cũng bắt đầu vào thẳng chủ đề luôn. Hi Kaylin. So a lot of Vietnamese students want to study pharmacy, right? But the problem is they don't know how to become a pharmacist. How does a roadmap look like? So that is actually my first question for you. How does a student who just graduated from high school become a pharmacist in America?
Yes. So there are multiple tracks that you can actually go through. One of the most popular with universities is getting a 4 years bachelor's and then going into about 4 years of pharmacy school after. That is a very long time. However, at KU, we actually offer what's called a PharmD program. This is a doctor of pharmacy program that within 6 years you will get your professional degree in pharmacy. This allows you to actually be able to take the licensing exam after. So this is a professional degree, and to apply for that program, you just have to apply into the University of Kansas. So you'll start with 2 years of pre-pharm. So it's 2 years of pre-pharm. It's more of an undergraduate, it's a little less condensed. However, then you need to progress from 2 years of pre-pharm into pharmacy school.
Okay.
So then pharmacy school will be 4 years. To successfully progress into pharmacy school, typically students have to take what's called the PCAT. The PCAT is a standardized test that most pharmacy schools ask for. It's a very hard examination and standardized test to apply for pharmacy school. However, at KU, we actually waive it off. It is not required for students to take the PCAT into pharmacy school. This is a really great benefit for students because all they need is a 2.5 GPA within pre-pharm to be able to progress successfully into pharmacy school. You will do an interview with a faculty member. However, we really well prepare you for this interview. Those 2 years of pre-pharm are to set you up for success to be able to take that interview process and progress into pharmacy school. Once you have graduated with a PharmD program, you will actually then have to take the licensing exam. The licensing exam will allow you to have that license to be able to practice being a pharmacist within the United States. This exam, again, is very difficult. However, KU, we actually have a 99.28% pass rate first try after graduation. This is very rare and very successful, so we prepare you well for this licensing exam to be able to become a pharmacist within the U.S.
So, just to cap it off, right?
Yes.
To summarize, a regular student going to a regular program,
Yes.
will need to have a bachelor degree, right? Complete a bachelor degree, would take 4 years,
Yeah.
then progress to a pharmacy school,
Yes.
would take another 4 years.
Exactly.
And in order to progress, the student have to take the PCAT.
Yes.
Now, after graduating from pharmacy school, they will receive a doctor of pharmacy, I would assume,
Yes.
right? A doctor of pharmacy degree, get the licensing exam, get licensed, and then become a pharmacist.
Yes.
And at the University of Kansas, you can do 2 years of pre-pharmacy.
Yes.
And then you do not have to take a PCAT, but you will need to have a GPA of at least 2.5.
Yes.
You take an interview with the faculty, which you will be prepared for.
Yes.
Then you study at pharmacy school for 4 years, and at the end of the 6 years, you will get the same doctor's of pharmacy degree.
Yes.
You also have to get a license by taking the license exam, and then you become a pharmacist.
Yes.
Right? Okay, got that. Wow. So that's the benefit of studying pharmacy at Kansas, right? At the University of Kansas.
Huge benefit. Yes.
And another question that I would like to ask you specifically is if you can give an introduction of the University of Kansas and also the introduction of the University of Kansas pharmacy programs.
Yep. Of course. So I am a representative of the University of Kansas. So University of Kansas is a flagship university within the heartland of the U.S. So it is right there in the center of the U.S. It's actually very beneficial for students because you can travel to any large city within the U.S. in under 3 hours flight. So you actually have those doors open to you to really explore the U.S. as a whole, as well as for internship purposes. So that is the location of KU, right there in the heartland. We're about 45 minutes outside of Kansas City. The University of Kansas itself is a college town, so we are supported by the community, and the community supports our university. So there's a really great relationship right there. It's very safe on campus, and it's very much there for students to be able to successfully study on campus. The University of Kansas is a top 150 university, so we are talking about the top 5 to 6% of universities in the U.S.
That's right.
Within each department, we actually have some programs that are top 100 all the way to top 50 to some programs that are even higher than that. A great example of that is our pharmacy program is top 21 in the U.S., very highly ranked. So our rankings are very high, but also there's a lot of job opportunities on campus. We are a university that really believes that you're not just there to get a degree, you're there to get a career, to start having that successful career at university level. So our actual job placement percentage is about above 90% after 6 months of graduation. Each department may even be higher than that. Every single one of our STEM programs are above 90% job placement within 6 months after graduation. This is very, very high, much higher than the national average. It can range anywhere from business is 92%. As well as engineering is 94% job placement, and then our pharmacy program is actually at 100% job placement after graduation.
That's very impressive.
Very, very impressive. It's very, very hard for a university to say that. However, this is something that's been happening for the past 6 years. So it's something that we're very confident in.
60 years?
6 years.
6 years.
6 years we've been consistently having about 100% job placement within 6 months of graduation. And this has a lot to do with that success rate with taking the licensing exam. They're able to successfully pass a licensing exam within their first try. So they're able to move on and get a job after within 6 months after graduation. As well as the people on campus are within industry, so they're very well connected in helping our students to find those job opportunities.
Wow, so very impressive statistics, right? So I like the rankings. I like the rankings a lot, but the job placement figures, it's wow, it's impressive, right? Just to summarize, the job placement rate for students graduated from the University of Kansas within 6 months, right?
Yes.
Is about 90%, and that also depends and vary across different departments. Right?
Exactly.
For engineering, it's about 94%.
Exactly.
For business, it's about 92%, and for pharmacies, the last 6 years, it has been 100% job placement for graduating students within the last 6 months, within the 6 months of graduations, right? Wow, impressive, very impressive. Wow, okay. I guess that is a lot of information about the University of Kansas. How old is the city? How old is the university?
The university is very old. We've actually, so part of the university, we're so old that we are part of what's called the AAU. So the AAU is an association within the U.S. that is extremely prestigious. We've been a part of that association since 1909. So that's a very, very long time that we've even been recognized as a very prestigious university. And then also the other universities that are part of the AAU are universities like MIT, Harvard, Johns Hopkins, Yale, Duke, Emory, UC Berkeley. So we're right there with a lot of those very high, well-ranked and high recognized universities, and we've been a part of it since over 100 years ago. So we're very long reigning of being highly recognized as a university.
Okay, wow. And another question would be, what is the closest located major cities to the school?
Yeah. So we're about 45 minutes outside of Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City is very active right now. It is growing ginormously. Every single year there's more and more companies within Kansas City. We are actually seen as the top 30 most populated city within the U.S.
Okay.
There's over hundreds of cities in the U.S. So being top 30, we are a very large city. It's very well recognized for its tech, its arts, but also its business programs, as well as medical. Medical is huge. KU, we actually have a hospital within Kansas City. So it is a University of Kansas hospital right there in the city of Kansas. And it's growing a lot. Right now in 2019, we were actually seen by National Geographic as one of the top best travel destinations in the entire world. Not a single other U.S. city was named on this list. New York wasn't on this list. LA wasn't on this list. Only Kansas City was the only U.S. city named on this list by National Geographic. And that's really because when it comes to culture and arts, Kansas City is really growing. We have an amazing music orchestra that is only comparable to the one in New York City. So when it comes to music and arts, it's really well recognized. But then also with business. So Sprint, which is a cell phone company, was founded and their headquarters is in Kansas City, as well as Hallmark. Hallmark is no longer just a greeting card company. They're a big corporation that also has TV shows, movies, advertising, all of that right in that business. So there's a lot happening within Kansas City, and I don't know how much you follow sports.
I do follow sports.
The Super Bowl just happened in Kansas City. We did just win the Super Bowl.
It's great news.
So it's a lot happening in Kansas City.
Very exciting cities, right?
Yeah.
Very exciting city, especially after the Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
You know, you have a very good team. You know, 5-6 years to go, right? Okay. I guess one of the last questions that I need to ask you is for Vietnamese students in preparing to graduate from high school, what do they need in terms of checklists and in terms of, you know, GPAs, English proficiency tests? What are you guys looking for to recruit students, and how do Vietnamese students get to KU, right? Basically the question, how do Vietnamese students get to KU?
Exactly. So definitely with your support here at IDP, we can do the application through you. All we ask for is an academic transcript.
Okay.
So we just make sure that you have above to equivalent of a 2.5 GPA.
Okay.
And then we ask for an English proficiency test, so an IELTS or TOEFL. As long as you have above a 6.5, you'll have the same classes as a domestic student on campus. Anything lower than that, we can really go case by case and help and support that student where they need it, where they need their English support. SAT we do not require, so we've waived off SAT for international students. However, if you have taken the SAT, if you get a 590 or above on your verbal, you do not have to take an English proficiency test, which is really great as well for some of the students that have taken the SAT. So again, to recap, all you need is your academic transcript of a 2.5 or above, and then an IELTS or TOEFL test, anything with English proficiency, and that is all you need to apply to the University of Kansas. It's very easy, it's very quick, as well as after you apply, you'll actually get an academic acceptance letter, and then you can actually apply for scholarship opportunities.
Wow.
So once you get your academic acceptance letter, if you have above a 3.0 GPA, you can qualify for a 4-year scholarship at the University of Kansas.
So 4 years.
4 years. So maximum $9,000 per year for 4 years. That brings the value of KU even higher.
Okay.
KU already, to be part of the AAU, that membership I talked about, we are already about half the cost of the other universities within the AAU, but with the scholarship on top of that, we're about 1/3 the cost of those other universities with the exact same resources on campus. So the value of KU is really outstanding when it comes to students' opportunity on campus.
Okay. So students need a transcript
Yes,
and the IELTS or TOEFL, right?
exactly.
And they can qualify for up to $9,000 scholarship per year,
Yes,
which is renewable for 4 years.
exactly.
Right. Okay. And no SAT required.
No SAT.
You're not looking for SAT for international students, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Great. Wow. Good news.
Yep.
Okay. And the last question to cap it up would be something students very interested about is can you talk a little bit about the on-campus job or work opportunities available for international students?
Of course, that is a very important question, especially since KU, we really want to make sure we prioritize job opportunities. This is another thing that's very unique to KU, is that we have a team on campus that are experts in helping international students. Typically at a U.S. university, you will find a career center. However, that career center is really there to benefit the biggest demographic on campus. That typically is domestic students. So you're able to have a career advisor that is an expert in understanding international students, everything from CPT, OPT, understanding your student visa, your regulations, things like that.
That is great.
So they can really teach the international student how to best succeed with those. We really have an amazing amount of companies on campus that we've well connected with. So we have students that have part-time jobs on campus with big corporations. Typically at a U.S. university, a part-time job on campus includes dining hall, dorms. However, at KU, because we have companies on our campus, international students are able to get a part-time job with those companies on campus and still be within regulation of what they're allowed to do as an international student, which is outstanding. We also have an amazing network system on campus. So we actually have a professor on campus who is also an alumni. His name is Brian McClendon. He is the former president of Google, former president of Uber, and actually the co-creator of Google Earth. He is also a professor within the engineering department and a business advisor. We had one international student who within their first week on campus asked us to help him create an email to send to Brian McClendon. Within a week, he actually got a one-on-one meeting with Brian McClendon, and Brian McClendon set him up for a full-time paid internship this summer after his freshman year. So we really have those opportunities on campus when it comes to jobs on campus, internships, as well as career opportunities after graduation.
Okay, wow. That's a lot of, sounds like a lot of work, right? A lot of work to choose from to apply for. Okay, I guess that is, that's the cap, right? Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
you
for
very
having
much.
me.
And if we have any questions, or if our student have any questions, I'll make sure to pass it through to you guys, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just gonna have to say, thank you very much for coming here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Xin cảm ơn các bạn sinh viên, cảm ơn các bạn học sinh và các anh chị phụ huynh đã bỏ thời gian để cùng với chúng tôi tham dự cái buổi trò chuyện này. Nếu như mà các anh chị phụ huynh và các bạn học sinh có bất cứ câu hỏi nào về chương trình du học Hoa Kỳ cũng như là ở các nước như Canada, Úc, New Zealand, Vương quốc Anh và Ireland, các anh chị phụ huynh, các bạn học sinh có thể liên lạc với IDP ở số điện thoại là 1900 6955. Tôi xin được nhắc lại cái số điện thoại là 1900 6955. IDP có văn phòng ở Hà Nội, thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, Đà Nẵng và Cần Thơ. Xin cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều và xin chào, chúc mọi người có một ngày tốt lành. Bye bye.